Hello and namaste everyone. I'll take you through some mobility drills before we get into a leg routine. Starting off with some single legged stepping forward toe taps. A really good routine to begin with to activate your posterior chain, your ankle, calves, hamstring, glutes. Next, we move on to some heel raised pendulums. Really good way to activate and mobilize your hips. Here I'm getting into an abduction and adduction kind of movement. Just a good set of 15 to 20 reps each side. Next, we move on to wall assisted heel raised hinges knee drives. This is a really good one to warm up, activate, and lengthen your hip flexors as well as your glute muscle groups. Now, getting into some hip airplanes. Really good movement, slow and control, gives you a lot of awareness of your own body. As I'm starting into it with a knee drive, turning into an internal rotation with a big extension, then again getting into that knee raise and trying to tap my toe while extending my other hip. So big knee drive, a rotation, a big extension there, arm goes out, then driving my knee back up and finishing into a toe tap here. Then let's move on to runner's steps, front to the side in an angle 180 to the inside of your hip. Watch again, so stepping forward 90, a 135, a 180, and to the inside. Last mobility drill before we get started with our leg routine. I'm getting into some deep gorilla squats. Get a good hook underneath your toes, and as you start driving down, open up your hips, chin up, and embrace the core. Lengthening your hamstring, calves, and your back. Drive down and under with a nice upright stable posture. Really visualize in this movement how you're gonna feel when you're under a bar or in a deadlift position. Finish off with good and controlled 10 reps of these. First exercise is seated leg extensions. Here I'm doing 4 sets starting from a lighter weight on higher rep range of 20 and finishing off with a more challenging weight on a rep range around 10 to 12. Second exercise, this is a version of our standard lying leg curls. This one focuses more on that glute contraction in this topmost position, almost similar as a kickback. So I did 3 sets of 12 reps each, really controlling on the way down and getting a good squeeze on the way up. Third exercise is quads dominated plate loaded hack squats. Here I did 4 sets starting from a rep range of 12 down to 10, 8, and 6. Big inhale on the way down through your diaphragm and an exhale on the way up. It's all about that control and muscles under tension here. Fourth exercise here, focusing on glutes. I'm doing plate loaded hip thrust. There were 4 sets starting from single plate, a really high rep set around 20, and then down to 4 plates for a 8 rep set. Here, as you can notice, I'm taking my time on the way down and locking my hips on top. That's the main thing here. Avoiding as much momentum as you can and gaining as much control as you can. Fifth exercise, here I am doing some barbell single-legged reverse lunges. Taking my time to gain that balance. Stepping back and a big inhale on the way down and exhaling on the way up. Here I am mostly putting my emphasis on my base leg, that is the leg in the front. I did 3 sets of 10 reps each side. Sixth and last exercise is cable RDLs, and here I did 3 sets of 15 reps each. As you can notice, this movement is all about that big stretch in your hamstring and glutes on the way down, and up is more about that contraction in your hips. I am trying to come up just using my hips, not finishing with that big back squeeze on the way up.